I love you. Greetings, everyone. Kind of late today, huh? Yes, excited as always to be here. Thank you for being a part of the power of you. Today we are speaking on a shoe, on a legba, on the names that we know him as. Many names. But today we're talking about, I heard this topic, this person said this, and I thought this would be a good thing for me to listen to. I think his name is King Curtis that I always listen to. And he made some statements in there that I was like, okay, I can do this. This is a wonderful, he is always an inspiration to me. So nonetheless, we are here. Thank you everyone for joining me in the power of you. You have the power of God, the power of essence, the power of ancestors, the power of everything that you have the potential ability to be, do, and have. This is 30 minutes of us coming in the middle of the week just to give you an upgrade and an update on how you can remember that all the power that you have and you need is right there within you. Like me trying to rap this gaily by looking in the mirror. Yes. So Alafia, Princess Martin, Marilyn Robinson, Sandra Johnson, welcome to our wonderful half an hour with the power of you, reconnecting, realigning ourselves with the power that you have. Today we are speaking about Eshu Elegba, but in another way, reminding us that sometimes we think that we are by ourselves and we are alone. Doesn't work like that. And so if God has planned it, it will come and stay. And if not, if God had not sent it, it will come but not stay, even when you try to hold on to it. As I said, someone had mentioned this, and I thought it was a good topic to segue into what we're talking about today on Eshu. So if God sends you something, and we know that God already knows and has a plan for you because you are divinely aligned by God, by all of the things that you came on earth to do, by your Odu, by your expression, by the family you chose to come, the mother and father, all of it has been designed for you since the beginning, from before you came. And so if God has planned it or send it, it will come and stay. And if God did not send it, it will come to you, but it will not stay, even when you try to hold on to it. I know every day, myself, I try to hold on to things that at the moment I think is what I need, what I require, what is the best thing for me. And down the road, I realize, really? So that's what we're talking about today. So the story goes, when Eshu's father, who's Okuburu, is the father of Eshu. And so when Okuburu was a child, his father was a king. And so he was a prince. And when you're a prince in Yoruba land, you are given all types of things and special respect and special honors. Right? And so you're treated with certain type of specialness. So wherever you go, there are people with you. Whenever you talk, there are people there to listen to you, even if you're a child, because everybody wants to be in the good side of the king. So when his name was Eshu, but his father called him Elegba. And when he was 14 years old, he decided, I want to leave this palace and see for myself. Because at 14, that's when you're finished your 2 7-year cycles. And for those of you who have my book and know that the the different cycles that we go through every 7 years, you'll know that the second cycle is when you become a teenager. You're ready to see how you are and who you are, and you are able to find yourself, find your manhood, find your womanhood. So this young man at 14 decided, I'm going to leave the palace. And so everybody went with him. Being a prince, he didn't walk alone. So he went with him. The symbolists were the, the people who were his underlings. They would follow him. Whatever he would say, they would do. Whenever he laughed, they laughed. So he said, aha, let's go for a walk. And everybody said, yes, let's go for a walk. He says, let's sing. Everybody will start singing. Because again, he's the prince. So everybody wants him to be in good favor, so that when he talks to his father, it's like, yes, my workers or my symbolists, my musicians, everybody's the best. And so he went on this walk, and everything that he did, everyone did, to make sure that he was carried and maintained his position as the prince that he was. So they got to the road, and he said, stop. And everybody looked around, and what's wrong with him? Well, they know he was a trickster, so they said, oh, this looks like one of his little jokes. He said, no, don't y'all see that shiny thing over there? They said, there's no shiny thing here. There's nothing here that we can set up camp for you to rest for the night. And they says, no, look at that shiny thing over there. And he walked up to it, and he was looking, and he was looking, and he was looking. And they're like, what is wrong with him? We don't see anything. So if this is a joke, let's just play it along with it. So they went ahead, and then one of them looked and said, what is he looking at? He goes down, Elegba moves down, and he looks in the corner, and he picks up this thing. And he says, look at this shining. Oh, it's blinding. This is so powerful. And they're looking at him like, we don't see anything. All we see you just picked up is a coconut. And he said, don't y'all see this? Powerful. It is glowing in my hand. Oh my God. Okay, I'm ready to go back home. So they're like, what? We came this far, and we're not even going to. He says, let's go. They packed up everything. They followed the singers, the dancing. They were singing and dancing. They get back to the palace. So he runs to his father. Remember, he's 14. He runs to his father. His father is holding court. The Ogboni meetings, all of the chiefs are sitting there, and they're talking about the affairs of the business. And he runs in and says, Baba, Baba. And he said, what is wrong with you? Don't you see me in court? He says, look at this shiny rock, this shiny coconut that I brought to you. Isn't it beautiful? And his father said, why are you interrupting me with this ridiculous thing? I know you always have some story or something that you're doing, but this is ridiculous. I don't see any shiny thing. He said, don't you see it? It's glowing. It has power. It has some kind of ashe. Oh my God, it's so special. Nobody could see it. So they started laughing at Elegba. And they laughed at him, and they said, oh, look at that Elegba child. Look at him. Look at it. His father said, dismiss you. Go ahead. Get out of here, because I need to finish my meeting. So as he was leaving, everybody was laughing and jeering him and saying, look at him, the coconut king. Look at the king of the coconut. He don't know what he's talking about. He was so hurt, so frustrated, and felt so completely alone. And so he just took the coconut and put it down, and it rolled over to the corner behind the door, and he left. People continued to tease him and jeer him wherever he went. Here's the coconut king. There's the king of coconut. The coconut that has no ashe. I mean, the coconut that is just a thing. Don't you see it's blinding? Well, you know how people are. They just teased him and teased him. So as time went on, Elegba died. And when he died, a lot of the things that used to be successful in that town stopped to be. The crops didn't grow. The men were impotent. The women were not fertile. They could not produce any children. The grains, people would come and wouldn't stay. It was just devastation in the land. And so in that devastation of the land, they started divining and going to, let's get a divination. Let's ask this Alegba. This Orisha. Let's ask, go for reading here, go for rituals here. They started slaughtering animals, goats, chickens, everything that they could, found diviners from other lands, brought them in. Everybody said, we have done everything that we can. We don't know why this drought that you're having and this rough time that you all are having here, why did it exist? And they just went on, and things got worse and worse. People all over the kingdom kept talking about Okuburu's kingdom, and they were like, oh. One old man said during the time of Elegba, when he was alive, we didn't go through this. And the old man said, remember, he said that there was something that he had that was special, and very few of the people were remembering. They said, like, yeah, we don't remember. He said, yes, he had a coconut. They said, oh, that's right, the coconut child, the coconut man. So they said, oh, wow. They went over to the door that they had sealed up. When Elegba died, they sealed up that door because people got afraid of going through that door because they said that this child was mad. And how did he, how is it that he was not able to really, that particular door became a scary place. Okay. And so they took the door off and just leaned it up on the wall and built another door. So by then, the coconut was all, it had rat doo-doo on it and cobwebs and all of this stuff on it. And they said, well, let's look behind the door. They tried everything they could to yank that door off of the wall, and it would not go. Finally, they came with boulder things that, when you put a prop and then yank it back, and they finally moved it. And there was the coconut that they saw. It was rotten. His father said, I will get it myself. And he got it, and it decomposed in his hand. It was just rotten, decomposed right in his hand. And so the old man told him, we need to honor that spot, that location, because when he was alive, we had all of this power in the town. The Odu is saying, honor this place because Eshu is still there. Eshu has always been there, though Elegba was gone. So they took a rock and they started honoring that. And they put it right behind that door. And that's the way the town regained the strength, the money, the crops started growing, children were born. And that's till today, we honor Eshu, known as Elegba, behind the door. So as we said today, earlier, that if God has planned and sent something to you, it will come and it will stay. But if God did not plan it or send it, no matter how hard you try to hold on to it, it's not going to stay. So on this day, let us look at the things that we have in our lives. Just like Eshu, he came and stayed even when people did not know that it was sent by God, that it was the Eshu and the Elegba that we honor today. They got personal and then look deeper into the message and into the power that this 14-year-old child had, into the mystery that God will work through children, will work through situation, will work through your job for you to flourish. And if you don't see it, it's still there. And for those things that you think are shiny and glorious and magnificent, and it makes you feel nice and warm and fuzzy, if it wasn't sent by God, you will always know that no matter how hard you try, how many different channels you go to, how many readings you go and get, how many air bars you do, and rituals to hold on to it, It's not going to stay. Because the Odu, or the binary mathematical computation or revelation of the mystery of the power of any situation, is locked in. It's sent by God. So when you get a reading and it tells you that the Odu says this, that, the other, it's there. Whether you see it or not, whether you see it now, it's there and it's coming. And it will be yours. So you don't have to fight and push and shove. It will come. Your thing is to have patience in it. Continue what it is that you know came to you, said to you. There are people that come into your life. That sometimes is your teacher, sometimes is your partner, sometimes is your child that comes into your life and is there to teach you a lesson. Could be a parent that you chose, comes to teach you a lesson, no matter how hard and how much struggle you've been through to have that person understand who you are and you understand them. The bigger meaning of it is still yet to be revealed. So hang in there. It's there. It's divinely ordained. I remember when I got married and the reading said it was a positive reading, but we will not live together forever. And I was like, what? There's always a ball. So of course I did everything that I possibly could do, whatever. It says that we will have children, but eventually we will separate. Well, you know, sometimes you want to believe that ritual and ebal and goddess can change everything. The Odu said it, that you will marry and you will have children and you'll be very successful in this marriage. But at the end of the day, y'all are going to separate. It didn't get into why it separated, if it was a karma that we'd finished, was it something that somebody left, somebody was mean. It just said that this is the Odu. So if it's there, enjoy it for what it is. And if you decide to follow the counsel for which you give the reading, because see, you get a reading and something specific. And you say, I want to do a reading if moving to Oklahoma is good, is safe. I always say at this time. When I do a consultation, we're talking about at this time. Right? And so if the time that you're asking it is not the proper time, it may tell you that it is good, but not long lasting, or it looks rough now, but in the long run, it will be. So all of that is given you in that Odu, that binary mathematical, scientific, spiritual, mathematical fusion of energy of earth, plant, mineral, water, locked in together. So when we try to change the Odu because we don't want to do and recognize that it was what it is, come for a time and then it will leave. So in our healing ourselves, our evolution as beings is to always get to a place where you can know yourself and be in your strength and be the power that you are, that the power of you that exists in you, that whatever comes up, you know God got your back. It may seem like it's the end of the thing, but it may not be. It may be just what is ordained for you. So coming back to my story, the reading said we will be married and I will have children, but eventually we will separate. I did every conceivable above ritual, dance, party, whatever, and it lasted for how long it was supposed to last. It lasted 14 years. We had the children, we separated. Isn't that something? It did not say this is a bad marriage. It said that these are the facts. Now, if you want to go through with it, this is it. You can always get another reading on another situation. But in this situation, this question that you asked with this specific combination, this is what you got. This is what you have. And as human beings, we have choice. So I chose to go ahead and listen. And out of it, I got the children. I got the success. I got the knowledge. I got the blessing of it. And we eventually separated. So for those of you who read the book, The Living Shrine, my autobiography, you'll see the details as to how it's separated. But life is life. And so today, make sure that you know that what If God has planned it or sent it, it will come and it will stay. And if God did not plan it and it came, it will still come, but it's not going to stay. So if God sent it to stay, it will stay. If God sent it so it will not stay, it will not stay, no matter how hard you try. So today, for those of you who have your Eshu or your Elegba, who is a name of Eshu, now you know why you honor Eshu Elegba at the door. Because he left town to find his way, got to a crossroad, and found a coconut, brought it back. It was not valued at the time. It did not diminish the value because it got old. It played its role of letting people know that when God ordains something, no one can dissolve it. So today, as we honor Eshu and we honor your own Ori and the choices that you make, know that if it's for you, it will stay. And don't fight it if it's not. Bless it and release it so that you can learn from it and you will get your blessings and your corn will grow, your crops will grow, you will multiply in numbers. For those of you who want to know more about this system of blessing your head and where to put your Eshu and how to set Eshu sometimes as a coconut in the back of your door and all of that, join me on my Ore IIASK platform. Go on my website, join us there as a membership, and you'll be able to know all of that and more. This month we're doing our Ifa festival, so we will be honoring Ifa this coming weekend. And this month we're honoring the ancestors. Our worship service will be surrounding the worship, the honoring, the surrendering to our ancestors. For those of you who are part of Ore IIASK, reminder, every third Thursday this week we'll be talking about the power of ancestors and how our community ancestors, our personal ancestors, and our family ancestors, honoring them this month can open your roads to magic. Ashe. Y'all have to have a blessed day. Go to Linktree, linktr.ee, ask Yeyefini for all of the things on my platform. And y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful month, and know that anything that's ordained by God, that's sent by God, that shows up, nobody can take it from you. Odabo.